Hello everyone. I'm so sorry I'm a couple minutes late. I'm actually on day 4 of a juice cleanse and the delivery just came in as I was supposed to come on here. But anyways, good morning, good night, good evening, wherever you are. I am here from Bali, beautiful Bali. It is 8:45 in the morning, so the sun is coming up, beautiful white clouds, blue skies. Hope everyone is having a wonderful day so far, or evening. I am so excited to come and talk to you about pricing. Hello everyone who just came in. I'm really excited to talk about pricing. If you are someone who is a little bit anxious about pricing and increasing your prices, please definitely drop down your experience, your opinion, any questions you have, any struggles you have. What do you feel about pricing? Why do you feel it makes you anxious? Have you tried to increase your prices? Let me know in the comments and we can start a discussion and start lifting each other up in regards to knowing that you are worth it. So the biggest thing is always these limiting beliefs that you have around, it always stems from these limiting beliefs around what your worth is. So, and like feeling guilty about wanting money and wanting to accumulate money. And a lot of people have this idea that, I'm purpose driven, I'm not money driven. So asking for a lot of money doesn't really seem in alignment. Hey everyone who just joined, if you have any comments about how you feel about your pricing, are you nervous about increasing your prices? Are you anxious about it? Do you feel guilty about it? Ask any questions or comments below. We can start lifting each other up. I am a certified CPA, money coach. I've helped countless people increase their prices based on strategy and based on, limiting beliefs and all of these things without feeling guilt. When you up-level your prices, you can get to a whole new level of abundance. So for anybody here, there is so many misalignments when it comes to pricing. So it's really kind of getting into being in alignment with how you feel in regards to your price and how you feel it's worth. And especially with service-based entrepreneurs, you have prices that go from anywhere between $50 to $1 million. So it's really tough to kind of figure out where your price actually lays. Hi, whoever just joined. We're talking about pricing. If you have any questions or thoughts on guilt around prices or anything like that, drop comments, questions below, and we will talk about lifting each other up and talk about all of these. Talk about how we feel about pricing. Why do we feel anxious when we want to raise our prices? Why do we feel guilty about it? Where is that stemming from, and how do we strategize in our prices? So as I keep saying, write any comments. I'm a certified CPA, money coach. I've helped countless of people raise their prices without guilt and with strategy. So if you have any questions from what you're dealing with right now and you want to raise your prices, questions, comments below, we can talk about it. But anyways, it's about really kind of getting in alignment. It is such a touchy subject. It really is. When you want to increase your prices, it's like this idea that, are you worthy of it? Are people willing to actually spend it? Are you going to have clients? What's going to happen? There's so many things behind it, and there's so many triggers. When you're in a corporate 9-to-5 job, you get your money, it's perfectly fine. You don't think that you're taking it from anyone else. But when you have this idea that you're taking it from someone else to give to you, all of a sudden it's all of these worthy triggers. It's doubt about whether you can actually, anybody's willing to pay it. Exactly, I love that. Eugenia, I'm guessing, I'm sorry if I butchered that, but I realized that when I was undercharging, I am not in it and not serving to my best place. That is such a perfect way to go to the next point that I want to make, is really, really, really getting in alignment to where you think that where you're worth and what's going to actually motivate you to move forward. It's so tough because when we start out, we want to give all of our services for free. We're just like, I have this beautiful thing I want to give the world, and I think giving it to free is going to help everyone and do all of these things, when really it's not going to do that. It is actually undercharging and giving things at a discount, or giving things for free, or not really charging what you're worth, is really a way of taking something away from the people you're giving it to, because it is a gift to be able to invest in yourself. So I know that personally, every time I've had a course or done something that I did for free, I honestly didn't take it as seriously as I probably could have or should have if I made the conscious decision to invest in myself, spend money, and give it to that person to receive what their expertise was. So when you have someone that you're giving a discount or you're giving something for free and they're not necessarily taking it as seriously because they haven't fully invested in themselves, there's this misalignment, because no matter how hard you try, no matter what you do, if you are undercharging and not charging as much as you think you're worth, you're not going to give the best service you possibly will. No matter who you are, you can say you do, you can say you give everybody the same level of effort, but honestly, if you feel you are undercharging or you're giving a discount or doing things for free, you will not give the service that you would if you were charging a little bit more than what you were worth. So then you have this misalignment where you're undercharging, you're feeling misaligned from what you're receiving. They're not taking it as seriously because they, didn't invest in themselves. So then it's like, then they don't make the transformation that they can make. Then you actually go down even further in feeling unworthy and feeling like, is it worth it? And then they don't actually make the transformation. And it's just this whole big misalignment when you charge underneath your worth. And it's so hard finding where that actual price is, because where is it? Like there's so many service-based people out there that charge anywhere between $50 to $1 million. Where do you fit in there? And it's so hard to actually calculate. Of course, as a CPA, I've done so many pricing calculations where you have you create a product, and it's what are the costs versus what's the markup that I want to have in calculation. When it's a service, it's really taking a look at what the transformation you are providing. Hi everyone, if someone new is coming in, write any comments or questions you have about pricing. Let's talk about it. Let's raise each other up. We know our worth. Why do you feel anxious about pricing? Do you feel anxious about pricing? Let me know below. But anyways, it's really tough to find that alignment of where you are in this vast idea of how to price yourself when there's so many different factors. So really, it's looking at the transformation that you give. A lot of people, when they're selling their services, they're thinking, okay, well, I do 1 month program, it's an hour a month or an hour a week, so per hour I want to make $100. Or someone will tell you like, oh, well, that's like if you charge $800, it's like, well, that's like $200 a week, that's $200 an hour, like I'm not going to pay that. That's not what they're paying for, and that's not what you're charging. And it's never really taking a look at what the hourly rate is that you're charging, because you're not selling your time. You are selling your time, but what you are selling is your expertise and the transformation that you are providing them and the positive impacts that you have on their life by doing that. And what is that worth? It has nothing to do with how much time it takes for you to do it. But if you are giving them a transformation and you are changing their life, what is that value? What is that worth, without looking at what the time is? Because that is the value, and that is what they are actually purchasing. And to do that, they need to invest in themselves, to take it seriously, to actually invest in themselves, take it seriously, make the transformation, put the effort in. We all know anybody who here is a coach or, consultant or anything, you give them, you can show them the door, but they're the one who has to actually walk through it to create the transformation. We can't do it for them. So for them to feel motivated enough to actually walk through that door and do that and work with the product you sell or the coaching that you do, they need to be serious with it. And to be serious, they need to invest in themselves. And to invest in themselves, you need to charge your price, and you need to charge your worth for what that transformation actually is. So really, it's so much really getting in alignment. And I know I live in Bali, so we're all like, oh, get on the vibration of the money and get in alignment and everything will just flow and it'll be all wonderful. And yes, of course, I believe in that. I believe in abundance. I believe in everything flowing and being in alignment. But there's also practical things too, coming from, a CPA corporate background. That's my whole thing. My whole business is around finding this masculine and feminine, finding the, spiritual money mindsets, personal development, all of that mixed with the practical money management. What is the actual like dollar signs and the practical tools of doing this. Hi everyone who's in here. Comment below with any ideas or questions you have about pricing. What's your opinions? Do you feel nervous about pricing? Like what holds you back, do you think, from being able to raise your prices without feeling super anxious and guilty about it? Anyways, so when you get into the actual dollar signs, like I said, it's so tough when it comes to the range that their services are these days, because, you know, it can be anything. Yes, energy work, that helps for sure. And yes, practicality and strategy is super important. Yeah, everything is about balance. Especially when you have really conscious women entrepreneurs, we work from that balance. We have our feminine, and then sometimes, you know, we step into that masculine and do. But with accounting and with numbers and with pricing and with all of your finances, there is this balance. You have to have this vibrational energy. You have to get in alignment with money. You have to, you know, realize that you are attracting abundance, and it's your mindset that's helping you. But once you actually attract that abundance and you have that energy that flows to you and the abundance that flows to you, you actually have to do something with it. You have to take that practical sense. You have to get into that masculine. You have to, you know, do the things that you need to do. Once you attract all that money and keep in this gratitude and vibration of money, what do you then do with it? How do you manage it? How are you responsible with it? How do you take the actual practical actions to manage what you have, you know, attracted? And that's the thing. When you up level your prices, you get to a new level of abundance. You are rocking it. You don't feel guilty. You feel awesome. Everything is great. It's flowing in. There's so many of my clients that are just like, oh, great, I have all this money, sweet. And then they're just like, oh, fuck. Now what do I do with it? And most of the time you have this energy of attraction, and then you actually you freak out because you're like, I don't actually know what to do with this. And then you can actually lose that money. And I have so many clients that lose all of their money. They attract it, they get in the vibration of money, they attract it, they work their ass off, they bring all of this money into them, and then all of a sudden so many things happen, unexpected expenses come, you know, random things happen, or they just end up splurging because they don't feel comfortable actually having it. They don't feel comfortable or confident to actually have the money that they've made. So then they end up, it just kind of disappears, and they're like, oh fuck, I am not actually worth it, I don't actually know how to do this, and it perpetuates this idea. So there's two levels of this. There's this level of attracting the money, knowing your worth, up-leveling your prices, getting to a new level of abundance of, you know, attracting it, but also going into the beliefs around having it, managing it, what to do with it, and learning how to actually manage the money, and the practical side of it too really helps you become even more confident in keeping that money, holding that money, knowing what to do with it, being responsible with it, and not letting it slip away, or having your limiting beliefs around actually having it affect being able to actually keep it. So that's essentially, that's kind of more into other things than what I do in regards to the feminine, masculine, practical, spiritual sides of money. But when it comes to pricing, it really is, you know, what do you want? What are your goals? And getting into the dollar signs, which still always comes back to money, is what are your goals? What type of life do you want to live? And what type of money do you want to make based on the life that you want to live? Then working backwards, how much time does that take? How many clients do you have to, you know, how many products do you have to sell? How many clients do you have to sign to make that amount of money? If you have a goal and then you work backwards, there's this mix and balance between, you know, looking at industry standards, looking at what people are, you know, willing to spend, looking at the expertise and the experience that you have, that you bring to the table, and what's your secret sauce? What is that worth? What do you believe that to be worth? And most of the time we undervalue ourselves. We're like, oh, I think it's about this, and I can probably make this. Yeah, I always say, take what you think you are wanting to spend, take what you are actually, you know, first instinct is, raise that just a little bit. Not too much that it's too much and you're like feeling guilty that you've overcharged and you're nervous that you're not going to give them the value that you like have charged them and freaking out about it, because that's misalignment too. But take what your first instinct is and raise it just that little bit. Just a little bit. Charge that. Do not settle. Do not, if you have a client that is asking you to discount your prices, or it's not worth it, or they can't afford it, be okay to let them go. It is fine. The clients that haggle you and the clients that try to limit you and try to drop you down in price and tell you they can't afford it, they're not ready for the transformation you have for them. They're not ready. If they were ready, they would invest in themselves and they would do anything to get the transformation that you are providing them. And if you have someone who's haggling you, if you have someone who's trying to get you down and you give it to them, you're not in alignment. They're kind of like thinking they won, but it's not okay. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. So it's really good to, thank you for all the hearts. Distracting me now. I love it. Yeah, so, and honestly, the clients that haggle you down are the worst clients because they are usually the ones that take up the most amount of time. Like, they always take up the most amount of time. The clients that we charge the least take up the most amount of energy, space, mental capacity. They usually bring us down. It's not okay. It's better that you end up losing money with those clients, and then you have the clients that are like, I'm ready for this. I'm ready for this transformation. Whatever you're worth, it's okay. I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna figure this out. Then they invest, you give them the transformation, they're committed, it's a perfect, those clients are usually having to pay for the clients who came through and were haggling you. So you're actually losing money with the clients that you accept just to make a little bit of money, and then taking the clients that you have that are great, end up actually having to pay for the clients that are at the bottom there. So always be confident enough, be unwavering in your worthiness, be unwavering in your price. If someone tries to haggle you, if someone tries to reduce your price and tell you can't afford it, that is okay. They will come to you when they can afford it and when they're actually ready for the transformation. Be okay, because the second that you let go of clients that are not the clients that you want, you're ready to let go of what is not serving you, ready to let go of what is not actually calling to you and what is not in alignment with you, the more you open up space for the things and the clients that are in alignment. And I have so many clients within a week, within 2 weeks, minimum or maximum 2 weeks of getting in true alignment of what their worth is, the truth of feeling that the abundance is coming to them, that their clients are coming to them, and they let go of all of the people that they don't want and anything that is misaligned with them. They have so many things coming to them. It's raining, it's falling on them. It's like they can't even handle all of the opportunities that are coming to them that are in perfect alignment, because the second you know exactly what you want and the clients you want, and you know you're worthy and you know you're ready to let go of anything other than what is serving you, the moment it just opens up for you. Okay, I keep on going to the mindset side of things again. So knowing what your rating is, taking what you want to charge, raising it just a little bit, because at that point you are in alignment. At that point, you're going to do, because you're raising it just that little bit, you have this push. You're just like, okay, I know that I'm pushing it a little bit. I'm raising my price a little bit than what I'm comfortable with. They're really investing in themselves. I need to do the best I possibly can for this client. You're going to do the best. You're going to push yourself. You're going to give them the best thing that you can possibly give them, and they are going to have it. They're going to take it. They're going to transform. They've invested themselves. They're going to do this, and that is when it has the best alignment. And that's going to happen all of the time in your business, because the second you're comfortable with that level and you get more experience and you provide more transformation, the next time you're going to feel comfortable with the next level and the next level, and you're going to raise and raise. And it really, really, really is about your experience, the transformation you make, and the confidence you have. When you're providing a service, there is no 1 + 1 = 2, this is what your price should be. It is 100% what your confidence level is and what your transformation is that you are actually providing. And if you are confident and you know it's worth it, and you know in your heart of hearts that what you are giving them is worth the price that you have, the people will know it. The people will see it. Your clients will feel it in you, and they'll be like, fuck, you're going to do really well for me. You're going to take what you're saying you're going to give me, and I'm going to feel it, and I'm going to transform. And if you think that is what it's worth, I think that's what it's worth too. And being fully committed to it. Hi everyone who's here, always just kind of checking in. Write any comments or questions below about your pricing. How do you feel about pricing? Does it make you anxious? Does it make you guilty? What is your experiences with trying to raise your prices? Let's lift each other up here. Okay, so back to the actual technical, side of things in regards to working backwards. There's this level of, taking your industry standards, taking your level of expertise, where you are, the experience you have, the transformations you're giving, putting the value to that, and then looking at the actual numbers. How much money do you want to make? What are your goals? And really knowing the whys behind your goals and sitting down and looking, like, not just like, okay, vaguely here, this is what I want to do. What are your specific goals? What do you want in your life? How much money do you want to make? How much money is that per month? How much money is that per client based on the prices that you have? And you create this equation of just kind of evaluating and forecasting out how many clients at this price would it take to get to that goal. If that is an unrealistic, number of clients, what can I do? Is it raising prices? Is it marketing more? What is it to get there? But it's kind of really filling in the blanks to reach what your end goal is while feeling confident in what your pricing is. Sorry, I realized I didn't know actually what time it is and if I'm going late at all. We're good. In a few more minutes. Anyways, it's really kind of taking this equation of how much time do you put in, and there is a little bit of how much time you put in to each client. How much time is your worth? How much how much expertise do you have? How much do you want to get paid for the time that you put into all of it? And as an entrepreneur, it's not just the time that you put into that individual client, it's the time and training you've put into it. It's the time to create and market and figure out the best way to provide the service for the person that you are servicing. Taking a look and calculating, what are the amounts that you want to make for the hours that you put in, what is the goal that you want to achieve, and how many clients does it take to get to that goal, and putting that in like a general spreadsheet that doesn't have to be fancy or specific, just throwing numbers around. And really, like, every time I'm playing around with numbers, it's never like a very specific spreadsheet that has inputs and outputs and specific places to put things. It's like, if I want to make $100,000 and I'm charging $1,000, I'm going to need 100 clients. How many is that per month? Okay, what does that look like? Moved over to the next tab. Like, do you have tips about overcoming the fear of talking about money to the client? Of course. I love that question. Thank you for all the questions. Yes, finishing off just quickly, in the spreadsheet, it doesn't have to be a really specific thing. Half the time I open up a blank spreadsheet, don't even save it because I just want to play around with numbers. Take a look at, multiply out what your pricing is, multiply out how many clients you have, different offers that you have, what it looks like, and just play around with it and see what that looks like to get the numbers in your head to feel comfortable and confident in like what you're doing. So back to the question, do you have any tips about overcoming the fear of talking about money to the clients? Okay, so I talked a little bit about this idea in general over the last few minutes of just digging into feeling in alignment of what that transformation is that you're giving them. What is the thing that is going to change their life? How are they starting from working with you, and how are they ending with working from you? Are you currently a coach? Do you work with people like one-on-one? Do you provide transformation specifically, or is it more of a product that you sell? Either way, when you are selling a particular thing, what is the thing that is going to change their life? It has nothing to do with the hours that you put in with them, and it's nothing to do with anything other than how is your product or service going to change their life. Once you get confident and clear in how you are going to change their life, it's really kind of getting into this worthiness of being like, you know what? I am so fucking good at what I do. I have the expertise, I have the experience, I create these amazing transformations, and I change people's lives, and that is worth money. That is 100% worth what I am charging. And if you have a client that is kind of sketchy or feeling a little bit, oh no, I can't afford it, that's more than I thought it was going to be, again, like I said before, be okay with letting them go. If they're not ready for the transformation you have for them, they're not ready, and they're not willing to invest in themselves, they're not ready for you, and that is okay. So it's a mix of really like being clear and journaling about why you are so fucking awesome. Why, what do you provide your clients? What type of transformations have you had? What are the things that you've accomplished in your career and the wins that your clients have had? Journal about that, write about it, figure out how awesome you are and be like, damn, I'm actually undercharging, but like, you know, it's okay, I'm gonna stick to this for now. And when you feel this confidence of what you are worth, you feel the confidence of what that transformation is bringing to people, you are going to feel it. When you talk to clients, it's gonna be like, yeah, this is my price. It's actually it's actually, you know, probably worth more than this, but you know, I'm gonna give you a deal, and because the transformation I have and the knowledge I have and the things that I know and what I know I can help you with is worth what I am charging. And when you fully embrace that and know that, and it really is like journaling about it and talking to people about it, and like, you know, of course, always for business and for personal, get testimonials. Always have testimonials. Read your testimonials every day, once a week, whenever it takes, to know the changes you are making in people's lives. And once you cultivate that, once you feel it, once it is in your bones, the knowledge of how amazing you are and how much you help people in their life, when you talk about price, it's not going to be hard. It really isn't, because you know that you are going to help them, and you know that it's worth something, and you know in your heart of hearts they need to invest in themselves to actually make that transformation. And if they don't have the money for you, if they aren't willing to pay you, it is not their time. They are not ready for you. They're not ready to invest in themselves and make that transformation. So when you know that you are worth it, and you know that you make that transformation, and they deserve to invest in themselves, that is when talking to someone about your price is nothing. It is easy, it's peasy, it's like, it's just, you're just so confident. And when you are confident, they feel it, and they're more willing to spend the money. If you talk to them and you're like, well, okay, well, my price is this, but you know, I have payment plans and I have this, and like, I know it's a lot, but you know, it's, you know, this is what I'm actually going to give you, and you kind of justify it, they question it. If you are questioning yourself, then they will question you and not feel as confident in spending it. If you go up to them and be like, this is my price, this is unwavering, this is the transformation you make, this is 100% worth it, they will feel it, they will know it, they will be ready to pay it, and really ready to invest in themselves in a heartbeat if they're actually ready for you. So really, it's about feeling that. And like I said, it's really about reading your testimonials, asking for testimonials all of the time, knowing your worth, journaling about it every single day, journaling about it once a week, however many times you need to tell yourself how amazing and awesome you are and the transformations you're making in this world and in this life and the change that you're doing. It's just, you cultivate it, you feel it, you own it, you live it, all of the things. I think I'm starting to run out of time. I think I'm running out of time right now. Anyways, thank you so much for listening. For anyone who watched the replay, if you have any questions or anything, DM me, message me, reach out to me, all of the things. You can find me on social media at Nikki Bartol. Also, I am just launching a new freebie, which is all about money mindset. It's journal prompts about how to kind of tackle and figure out what your limiting beliefs are around money. Also, how to rewrite them, actual step-by-steps of how to rewrite them and live by this new truth, with a bunch of new awesome money affirmations as well. So I am going to be releasing that actually today, and coming out with a whole bunch of new products, including a product on a workbook on how to increase your prices with confidence. So if that at all interests you, then definitely reach out to me and comment on this video on the replay, and I will then reach out to you and send you and make sure that you get all of the things. My name is Nikki Bartol. I am a CPA, money coach. I combined practical money management strategies with personal development, money mindset, in helping you feel super empowered around your finances and learn how to consciously spend, attract, and manage all of your money. That is me. Thank you so much. I'm running behind, so I gotta get out of here. But thank you. Mwah! Wishing all the abundance to all of you.